Welcome back, guys. I'm One-Eyed Sniper, and this is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. So in the last episode, I struggled through defeating the Rotten, but then there was a cave I missed down below, so I managed to find that. So we're still in Black Gulch, and gonna find out what awaits us in this cave. And we've got a bunch of giants. That are gonna follow me all the way out here, I think. Which isn't gonna be good. Okay, hopefully they don't follow me all the way out. I'm gonna need some fireballs here, so I'm gonna use some of our amber herbs. Don't think they can get me here. The fact that there's more than one is kind of just making me leery. I think one of them's hurt more than the other one. There we go. Okay, if it's just the one, I should be okay. Wouldn't mind if there was a sconce in here, but oh well, we'll fight in the dark. So it doesn't appear like the last giant we fought is in fact the last giant. Ah. Alright, for that we got the Forgotten Key and the Soul of a Giant. And I am all out of Estus flasks. So let me take a look at the Lost Key. Or I guess Forgotten Key. Key found in the gutter, intricately designed, but of unknown origin. All manner of terrible things have been cast into the gutter in Majula, forming a settlement of filth and chaos. We also got a giant soul, which looks different than the other souls, which makes sense because they're a different kind of creature. The soul possessed by a giant. The soul of a giant who came to conquer Drang Lake. Will the giant's resentment for the king be pacified at death or only emboldened? Can be used to acquire souls only. ... So I'm not going to use it because that ... kind of makes me think that that might not be true. I'm going to light up a torch just so I can see better. And I'm not going to take the elevator up right away, I'm just going to run around a little bit. A lot of people died in here. Poisoning the giants might not have been a bad idea. I have poison daggers. Okay, we get a ring of giants +1 and a petrified dragon bone. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, okay. It's the one I'm wearing that gives you increased stamina, so I will replace this one. It weighs a little more, pound more. Or not increased stamina, but increased poise. That's the entrance. So I guess after the invasions, the giants made their way down here and were just chilling out in this cave that they couldn't really get out of. There's an item in that pot, so I gotta jump across. Silver talisman. Tiny charmer embedded with imitative magic, used to transform into something to blend in. Use this talisman to hide from invaders. Only provides the most superficial camouflage, but sometimes that's enough to do the trick. I didn't even know I had those. It looks like I could have just walked around, didn't have to jump. Let me get in this elevator. Okay, so we got that key. That should open up the one door in the gutter, so I'm going to want to head up to the gutter to do that. So let me just get out of here. I'm done with this place. We got to go light our primal bonfire. And then head back to Majula. Hopefully I never return here, except I guess I'll have to go back to this headless snake thing. And that gave us the Gulch Bonfire achievement. Okay, so at this point, I don't really want to start the next area yet, but I got quite a bit of time to kill. So I've made a decision that I am going to switch over to sorcery. So I'm going to need to put more into intelligence, and then buy spells, of course. So I'm not going to level up now with the Rottens, all the souls we got from the Rotten. I just realized I sold all my catalysts to Gavlan, I think. Except for one, I kept the bone one. That one's meant for hexes, though. So I don't care too much about that. So I'll buy the basic one here from Carhillion. And I'm going to need 2. So basically, I like magic weapon, but I also like to cast my magic from the right hand, which kind of messes up. So I usually put a catalyst in both hands, and then I'll just use the left one only to cast magic weapon on. Might seem a little dumb, but it kind of works for me. They're not too heavy, so... Actually, that might put me over... I'll have to figure it out. I got 2 just in case. So with that, we'll head back to Things Betwixt, so I can talk to the old firekeepers. So I haven't really, most things I do, I haven't really planned this out. I'm going to try to keep most of my stats the same, exception of what we put into faith. I'm going to transfer that to intelligence. One thing I'm not sure of right now is, I don't know if I'm going to run into any NPCs later that require me to have a certain level of faith. So I may want to, I don't really want to get it up to 10, which is usually the base requirement. It seems like such a waste. So I'll probably just, basically I won't do that. I'll have really low faith, And then if I run into anybody, I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. So I just kind of wanted to look now to see where we were at with everything. 12 and 16, 12 strength, 16 dexterity. I need to make sure I get that. And then I'll probably put everything else at 15. Looks like everything else is at 16, and then vitality is 15. So let's do this.
Still determined as ever, I see. Do you wish to start all over again?
Yes, Strowan, I do. So okay, so it looks like I'm going to have my faith at 12, so let's make that decision for me, because that was my base stats. So that's fine. Get these back to where they were. Actually, it makes it easy, because it turns white when you got back to where you were, and then blue when it's positive, so that's handy. And actually, I think that'll do it. Just making an easy switch. Yeah, that should be good. I'll probably go imbue my weapon with magic first. Because magic weapon, the way magic weapon works, if you have magic damage on your sword, it'll increase it by 1.2% plus an additional 50. And then I'm going to use kind of a mixture of pyromancy and sorcery. So once I think there's a fire weapon, magic, pyromancy. Once I get that, I'll probably switch my weapon over to fire damage, and then I'll be using that pyromancy spell on my sword. At least that's the plan as of now. So confirm that. Let me see what spells I got. Of course, I'll have Soul Spear. Ooh, I won't have Soul Spear, so Soul Spear requires 40. So I won't be using that right away. I want Great Magic Weapon. And then I'll have to see what else Carillion sells. So if nothing else, I'll have Fire Orb and Chaos Storm. So it's kind of a hybrid thing I'll be doing. And then luckily the Pyromancy Flame doesn't weigh anything. So now I'm overweight, but that's fine because I can equip some with lighter in place of the penal handcuffs. I don't really need them anymore. So let me start out with the Grave Warden cuffs and then see how things are. See if there's anything better with that. The Wanderer manchettes are better in a lot of ways. We'll start there. Something just died somewhere, I think. Yeah, so everything else is too heavy with the exception of the leather gloves. That puts me right on the cusp of going over the 70% mark, so I'll leave the Wanderman. Actually, I won't, because the Wanderman Sheds gives you an E scaling. Although I don't have a lot of strength, though, it does help a little bit, so I'll go with the leather gloves. And actually, it might be time to go back to my hunter's hat. Check some of these items too. It's funny. So far, the mannequin mask is winning out, though I don't like the way it looks. Grave Warden mask is just terrible. Well, we'll be wearing the mannequin mask for a little while until I get everything figured out here. I'm going to head back to Majula, and then I'm going to actually level up my catalyst, and then look at what spells. Probably buy everything that Curlian has, even if I don't use them. I think there's an achievement for acquiring all the sorceries.
I knew you.
So I only want to upgrade one, so I don't know which one's in my right hand, but I can switch it. So I need 3 large Titanite. So I'll need to go to Cloan for that.
If you make it back.
You've been well. Visit me again. Whenever you please.
She still isn't selling anything better.
Again?
Yeah, me again, Lindergrass. Calm down. Okay, so that's good. Let me see which one's in which hand. Okay, so I got the right one. I'll go talk to Carillion.
Oh, there you are.
Shockwave does not inflict damage, but unleashes a large shockwave, toppling opponents. Intended to stun opponents and make them vulnerable to attack. Some call this child's play, but for an innovative caster, it is a deadly tool. I think I tried to use that, and apparently I'm not an innovative caster, because I couldn't do much with it. Soul Spear Barrage, Magic Weapon, and Yearn. Creates a warm, soul-like orb that serves as a decoy and lures foes towards itself. People regret loss and yearn for what they do not have. Perhaps the name of this sorcery harkens to this irony. That's cool, but I don't see you using it all that often, so...
I sense a dog, something akin to a just one. Young people do.
Let's see. Sometimes when you buy a lot of stuff from somebody, they change.
Sorcery was
He's not having anything new for us.
One day my teachings was
Hello again.
And we reinforce my Pyromancy Flame still.
I'm always here. So come and see me when
And now I'm gonna want to equip this clear bluestone ring. So this weapon reduces enemy poise, so I'll switch that one out. Which actually should open up my helmet choices a little bit. Yeah, I'll go back to the Hide Knight Iron Mask, because I can upgrade that with regular Titanite. Still rolling decent. And just to give myself a little buffer when we level up, I'll...
It is the only choice left to you.
This is new, I think. No, okay. Yeah, this will give me a little breathing room. Okay, that'll work. Okay, now I want to talk to Strayed. He's got at least one sorcery we can trade a soul for.
Well, very good. Prepare to peer straight into the heart of magic.
So actually he's got a new one from the Royal Rat Vanguard Soul. Toxic Mist. A fringe pyromancy of unknown origin creates a powerful cloud of poison mist. The poison gradually erodes the target's body, inflicting damage all the while. Whoever created this spell did not believe his enemies deserved a swift death. And then Heavy Homing Soul Arrow. I can't use it right now, but I'll go ahead and get it. I want to see if the Royal Rat Vanguard has a weapon with it as well. It's just the spell. That looks like it's just the spell, so we'll take that too.
Feeble curse one.
Shut up, Straight. So I just want to try out this shockwave one, see what it does. I'm not impressed. Didn't look like it did anything to it. That's kind of what I thought. And I'll take Toxic Mist. I hadn't used those before, so. Alright, so now what we want to do is actually go back to the gutter. I'm going to open up that door. I think the... I'm not sure which one's closer. Or even where that door is, actually. Oh, actually, I think Central Gutter's closer. Pretty sure. We'll try that one. Since we got the spells, we might as well use them here. I think I need to get on the other side of this room, out the door here. So where I want to get is up there. But I gotta figure out how to get over there. Now that I'm looking at it, I might not be able to. Oh, bastards. Okay, let me make this jump. Let me see how these spells do. They're not too shabby. Actually, I need to get to the area above me, and I don't think there's a ladder. So that was kind of a waste. Oh, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Sorry, I need to get back to the bonfire anyways. Okay, I'll tell you what, in the interest of time, once we warp back to the main bonfire, I will just put us in fast forward until I get back over there. So I'm not exactly sure of the path, but we definitely won't come across anything new, so yeah, I'm going to fast forward it on from here. Hi, also, I'm here with some post commentary. When I fast forward, I usually mute my microphone, and then when I came out of where I intended to come out of the fast forward, I forgot to unmute it. So I was just talking to myself. The area I just went to, I realized was not where the door was that I wanted to open. So I'm using a homeward bone, heading back to the main bonfire, and then my plan was to go into fast forward again, and then make it to that area. So probably not going to fast forward it now, since it just happened to be right here. But yeah, so the door I wanted to go into was actually this very first ladder. So I kind of did all that other previous stuff for nothing. But no biggie. So this is the room we came to really early on. It's got a bunch of those poison spitting statues in it. Gained access to that. And then if you really look around this room, it's kind of like it's just a hellish spot. It's like this is the developers really just saying F you, just trying to get on our nerves. But managed to get through it, just dealt with the poison. And inside we've got Havel's armor in here in this pot. So I'll try to read it like I did in the game, though I'm limited on, not sure how much time I've got, so once I open it up, I'll read through one of them. All the descriptions are the same. So Havel's helm, a helm as if hewn from a giant boulder, offers stupendous defense, but weighs a ton. The origin of the name Havel is not clear. Some say it was the warrior who wore the armor, but others say that it was the name of a great kingdom ruined in a barbaric war. So I will go, when I'm playing it, I go through to check the other pieces of gear, but all of their descriptions are the same. The one thing I didn't check was the Great Shield, so that's something I'll do in another video. One thing to note with Havel's armor is it does require 20 strength to wear. It's got amazing defense, it's just really heavy. But it's the only armor I think I've ever come across that requires, that has a strength requirement to it. So that's one thing that's unique about it. So at this point, I think I am just going through my other pieces of armor just to see if any of the other ones have a strength requirement, which they don't. But yeah, Havel's gear, I'm not sure if it's the best in the game as far as defenses it offers, but it's pretty spectacular across all defenses, I think. So yeah, at this point I'm using Homeward Bone, heading back to the main bonfire, and then we're going to leave the gutter, hopefully for good. But it looks like I'm approaching the point where I realized my mic was turned off, so I will turn it back over to myself at this point. Okay, so travel back to Black Gulch, because there's a door there. Hidden chamber is probably closest. Actually, we'll go this route. Okay, what do these things drop? Large Titanite shard. It's not bad. Okay, we'll drop off here. Got one of these doors. Oh, okay, I forgot about this guy. So this NPC you need to talk to 3 times to open up the path to another covenant, and you have to talk to him 3 times in 3 different areas. So you have to find each area. This is the first one you come across.
Look how far this undead has wandered. And a very fit undead you are. A bit too alive, but with a darkish shadow. Yet still unprepared for a deeper dark. And like every undead, you have no future. Oh my, don't mind me. I'm just talking amongst myself. But if you find a need for a truer dark, then meet again. We shall. The dark is still nascent within you. May the dark shine your way. The dark is...
Okay, so that's it. You just have to talk to him in 2 different locations, and it'll open up a path to another covenant. So I'm going to get out of here now again, Homeward Bone it, and hopefully never return. Actually, let's see. Let's go to McDuff, and I'm gonna change out my sword's enchantment there. I'm gonna go to, I believe, magic. So I got two options. One of them will make your scaling be based off of intelligence, and the other one just adds magic damage. I think I've done the one where it bases your scaling off of intelligence before, and I didn't like it.
To fetch a new flame.
So I'm gonna go with magic. So it does drop my scaling down to a D, but I'm not really getting a lot of extra damage off of scaling. Oh, you know, that's the wrong one, actually. Yeah, I need Faint Stone. Okay. So magic just raises your base damage and then gives you some scaling off of intelligence, I think. And the Faint Stone actually just adds magic damage. So as you can see on the right there, my lightning damage goes from 144 to 0, but my magic goes from 0 to 144. And then, of course, whatever bonus you get off of that. So I'm just curious. I'm going to see what this does to my damage before we do it. So it's giving me a total of 342 now. Of course, that's after I change my faith. But so, let's see what happens after we do this. So that puts us up to 356. So not a huge improvement, but we're getting 4 because our low faith. We're getting like plus 12, I think, from lightning. Now we're getting plus 32 added on to our magic just from our intelligence. So I probably won't see a huge difference in combat damage. But there it is. So alright guys, that's going to end this video. Next time we will be heading into a new area. This one I just wanted to get some stuff knocked out and get into sorcery. So alright, hopefully you enjoyed it, and the area we're going to next will be a little better than the Gutter and Black Gulch. But I will see you next time guys. Peace.